So today I'm going to be talking about cold traffic for offer owners, how to find thousands of buyers who are already looking for you. Now, you're probably a copywriter, a marketer, and you have an offer already, and you want to go to cold traffic and get that to convert so you can grow and scale your business. In this training, I'm going to show you one of the biggest problems that I faced when I was trying to figure this out for myself. And I'm going to show you a way of looking at cold traffic that will fundamentally change how your perspective on business and how to bring more people into your world. And also, I'm going to share with you a story of a massive, embarrassing mistake that I made when I was trying to figure this whole thing out. And then I'm just going to give you the process on how to implement that into your business. Sound cool? Cool. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the problem. So the main problem that I see with so many talented copywriters and offer owners is that they really struggle with one thing: obscurity. Meaning nobody knows who the hell you are, man. Like nobody, and it's not a knock against you. Nobody knew who the hell I was either. And once I realized this, I'm like, oh my God, my life is about to change. And there's a way about going about getting, which I used to think it was attention, but it's actually intention. I'm going to share that with you and break that down and how to apply that to cold traffic and bring that into your business and ultimately help you win. But let me just draw this out for you quickly. So let's say that this is your marketplace, this big circle here. This is everybody who could possibly buy from you at any given moment. And this is where you're at. You're just this small little speck. And we all know people that aren't the smartest. They don't have the best product. They don't have the best offer. They literally are terrible at 90% of the things that they do, but they got a chunk of this market that's generating them $2, $3, $4, $5 million. And you're like, how did this person do it? Well, they were able to crack cold traffic, and they were able to discover what I'm going to share with you in this business. So the reason you're not getting this share comes down to one simple idea, which I'm going to share with you. And if we're growing our business based on referrals and our marketing plan is like praying and hoping that we're going to get more referrals this month and like word of mouth is going to kick in and all this different stuff. Don't get me wrong. Those are great sources of business. But if we're reliant on that, that's really, really hard. I'm going to show you the exact process to go to market, identify the right person, build it out, and then bring them back into your world so you can sell them your high ticket stuff. Sound cool? All right, let's get it. Consider this no more, right? The reason you're not getting the amount of traffic that you want is because nobody knows who you are. So let's fix that. And there's a way about going about it that is classy and that makes sense. And it's not all about just getting people's attention, right? So when I first was like, oh, I need more attention, I need to grow and scale my business, I was running an advertising agency. ProfitableAds.com at the time was an advertising agency. Now it's a content website that I build out, manage, and help other copywriters solve problems and build and scale their businesses. But we were at a point where I was so reliant on referrals and like job boards that I was just like constantly waiting to grow my business. I'd wake up and be like, today's the day, like we're going to get some clients today. But I was only reliant on when somebody put their hand up because they were posting a job or somebody sent me a referral and that's how I was growing and scaling my business, which was so, so painful. So I woke up and I had this realization of like, oh, I need cold traffic. I need to figure out how to make this work. And what I thought I was going to do, and this is what I did. And then this lesson cost me about $10,000. So I'll save you $10,000 right here. I thought this is what I need. I needed more attention, right? If I could just get them to pay attention to me, things would be great. So what did I do? I created lead magnets and I created PDF guides and I had like a mini software, and I also created a swipe file and all of these like really cool things to get people's attention. Because this is what I thought that I needed. But that's not what I needed. What we need with cold traffic is intention. We need intention. Now, what's the difference? So the difference between attention and intention is this is like, hey, look at me, waving arm, flailing arm guy. Like, come on down. That's attention. That's noise. We're putting things in the marketplace because we're excited and we're like, hey, look, we got all this cool stuff. Come talk to me, come talk to me, talk to me. Versus what it is that they actually want. Do you see the difference? This is all about us, and this is all about them. Now, why does that matter? It matters because this is what they care about. This is what we care about, right? We're like, if I could just get their attention, they could come in and they could come and lead and I can get on a sales call and I can close the deal and da-da-da-da-da. We went and we spent about $10,000 on ads and I got a ton of attention. And I brought in like some people that were so underqualified. It was this giant, big group of people. And I literally lost 10 grand and I never got that money back, but I learned this lesson. And then when I switched it to intention, what's in it for them from their perspective, and it really taps into what Eugene Schwartz talks about is like the mass desire. The one thing that they want more than anything else about this topic or subject that they're already looking for. This is the key. They're already waking up every single day being like, okay, I need this, right? They're not waking up saying, wow. Well, they may wake up and say they're looking for this. They're looking for intention, but then they see attention and they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And they opt in and they download it. And they're like, wow, this has got nothing to do with what I want. What I really want is this mass desire. So when we discover what this mass desire is, your life and your business becomes a lot easier, right? Because we need to identify who this person is, where they're trying to go, what their problems are, what resources they have, what don't they have. And I'm going to show you a cool way to kind of put that together in your business and in your life to really make that work. But hopefully you're clocking and this makes sense for you, right? Like going out and making noise is not promotion. Going out and making noise is just going out and making noise. You will get some business from that. But I'm telling you, if you switch it to an intention by understanding what your market is already actively searching for, business becomes so much fun because all you got to do is become more findable, right? Like your offer solves a problem for a very specific person. It should anyways. If it's not, you're probably not getting a lot of conversions, but that's another conversation. We solve a specific problem for a specific group of people that they are waking up every day, pulling their hair out, being like, please, somebody help me. And what they're doing is they're going to the marketplace and buying a bunch of junk because they can't really solve that problem. So when you can go there, demonstrate that you can solve that problem better than anybody else. You can provide them like your unique process and how you do that, your unique mechanism, and put all that together in one place. And so it's like, oh my God, this is what I'm looking for. Boom, we got them. That's intention, that we're tapping into what it is that they want versus what it is that we want. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to draw another little diagram and I'll try to showcase it a little bit better. But this is how I was taught. So I want you to imagine that there is a river flowing, right? Like, so let's just go, here's my best river here. Let's go like this. There's a river flowing, right? And I'll just go like that. And if we wanted to use intention, right? We're going to stand at the riverbank and we're going to yell at them. Hey, come here. Look at my cool thing. Get my lead magnet. Hey, do you want to make more money? Hey, do you want a better relationship? Hey, do you want to lose 10, 20 pounds? Hey. That's what is happening in the marketplace every single day. People are sitting there yelling, I'll give you 1 million views in X amount of time. I'll do this. And all the big promises. And then what happens in a marketplace is that it just evolves. And the bigger the promises, and it's like, if you see some of these like Facebook and Instagram ads on like YouTube as well. Like it's everywhere, but there's these huge promises. I'll get you 1 million views in 24 hours and blah, 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 blah. Fly to your house and make you a sandwich. Like you don't want to bring people into your business that way. I don't like to anyways, because then you're making all these huge promises that you have to live up to. And it's nearly impossible, right? Like it gets insane. And then all your competition has to do is like give a bigger promise. And then you're constantly fighting for it. So what I want you to think of is this river is flowing, and this is your marketplace. Your customers, their intention is flowing. They're automatically going down this way. This is demand. They're already looking for this. They're waking up looking for it. What most people are doing is they're standing on the riverbank yelling, saying, hey, I got this cool thing, but they're not even looking for that cool thing. Now, what in tapping into intention is that we can build a little bit of a river that flows off here. And then it's our job to say, hey, we have a better way. I already know what you're looking for. We have a better way. Here's the better results that we've gotten. This is the process that we've used. And what this does is allows you to pool that intention. And this is where people will buy your offers, your front end stuff, your back end stuff, and grow and scale. That is how we crack cold traffic, right? Isn't that cool? Hopefully that makes sense for you. It's just like instead of going to the marketplace and you're yelling and being like, oh, I got all these cool things. You're like, I already know what you're looking for. I have the best possible and elegant solution for you. And I've packaged it up. All you have to do is give me $27, $100, $200, $300, whatever that is on the front end to get their attention. And then we start the process of upselling them to our higher ticket stuff. What this does is it builds trust because people see you. They see what you built. They see what you're working on. And it's like, and if you've ever seen anybody outside of the marketing industry that like sees a Facebook ad and they're like, oh, Facebook is reading my mind. That's just like the algorithm tapping into their intention and putting the ad in front of them at the right time. Like that's what the algorithm's designed to do, right? We're doing that exact same thing. So whether we're using push or pull traffic, which I mean like, so Facebook is a push, we're getting people's attention, we're getting in front of them. We're just relying on the algorithm to go tap into that intention, right? And instead of just making a bunch of noises and like all these crazy promises, we've tapped into their mass desire. So we know exactly what they want. And we're saying, hey, you want this? We have that. Here's a unique way to do it that nobody else can provide you. Oh, now you got my attention. So how do we go out and get thousands of buyers then? They're already looking for you. They're already buying stuff in the marketplace. That sucks. That's how you have this. That's how you have, you got your marketplace and you got the guy with like this huge market share and you got this little bit because he's just made himself more findable. And he's found a market that's underserved. He's getting in front of them and they have no choice but to buy. Now, if you would take that same buyer and solve that problem so efficiently, obsess about that problem, solve it, create an elegant solution, this guy's market share would shrink and yours would grow. Right? That's it. That's the value. That's the value. And as copywriters and marketers, I'm not going to get into separating the value from yourself. I've talked about this before, but we really want to separate the value into our own packaged offer. So when we sell something, it's not directly connected to us, so we can have scalability within inside of that offer. So when we find the mass desire, we find the right buyer, we find the right message, we find the right offer, we have all these pieces, we go out, we validate it, and then we can scale it. And it's not reliant on us and our time and our energy and all those places. So hopefully that makes sense. So right now, there's literally thousands of people that woke up. It depends on what you sell, right? It could be millions of people that woke up. There's like, I don't know, let's say 30, look at like Ozempic or something like that. There's probably like 30 million people that woke up this morning. It's like, I need to lose 15 pounds or more. They have a unique solution. You give yourself a shot, you lose weight. That's a great solution. I don't know about the side effects and medication and all that different stuff. That's not the point. But I mean, hopefully you can see that there's a market demand there. And when we can come in and solve the problem better than anybody. So you're like, so I can eat whatever I want. I take this shot and I lose weight. Yeah, boom. That's why Ozempic's like up and to the right. It's a great offer. And it's an underserved market because what were they doing before? That market was like, well, you got to track your calories. You got to track your macros. You got to, get a nutritional degree in science and figure all these things out. And people are like, that's hard. I don't want to do that. And that's why people are obese, right? And, and that's the opposite. That's why people are fit. And it really comes down to, so we have attention and intention, and it really comes down to not just that mass desire, but this. I'll give you one more little nugget. And I can go deeper in any of these things. If you want to comment down below and like, if something's like, whoa, Zach, explain this more, just let me know. You're going to give me content ideas and I'll create this stuff. Who? Everything stems from the who, right? So you got the who. Who are they? And the way that I like to look at the who is, who can I get the fastest result for or the biggest result for? That tends to be my market with some caveats, because I'm not going to talk about alignment, but you want to make sure that you're in alignment with these people. Last thing you want to do is have a customer that you hate, have an offer that you hate, have a traffic source that you don't like, you want to make sure that it's cohesive with you and who you are as a human being and your values and all that stuff, which is a topic for another video. But when we know who they are and we know who that we can get the biggest and best result for, we literally just go through and start like deducting or deducing who this person is. So let's say that I sold like email marketing services, right? So what would they need to have? Well, they'd need to have a list. Well, what size of a list do they need to have? Well, let's say a minimum of 5K. Perfect. So here's an asset that they have in place. Well, what else would they need? They would need to have access to ads. That would make sense. So let's say they have access to 5K in ads spend. And like, you're just starting to stack, like, what are the things that they need? Well, they need to be able to pay me. So can they pay me? Sweet. Well, I charge $5,000. So they'll need to have at least an additional 5K available to pay me. And you start building who this person is. Like, and what else would they have to have? Well, they'd have to have a winning offer. Okay, cool. What else would they have to have? What other resources? What other things? And start thinking about the result backwards for them. And if this person's in alignment and who you want to work with and who you want to serve, that is how you win. You just build it backwards, right? Hope that makes sense. When we get this dialed in, we can get their mass desire. When we get their mass desire, we can understand their problems and create an elegant solution. And the solution just becomes, who is this person? What are the things they have? And what is the outcome I can provide? Because unlike attention, we are very much focused on intention based on what it is that they already desire and that they're already searching for. And then they're going out and buying a bunch of crap from a bunch of people that are selling half solutions in the marketplace. That's how you win. You come together and you build a complete solution for a specific person who has specific assets and resources, and you can guarantee an outcome. Boom. That's how you win. That's how you win. So if you like this type of content, I'm going to be creating more. I just kind of riff and I write about things and talk about things that I enjoy. But if you like this, you can subscribe and I'll give you more information. I also, everybody's like, oh, I got nothing for sale. I do. I sell things. I'm in business. So I have an offer down below. If you want to check it out, I can show you how to implement this into your business. If you're a copywriter, marketer, funnel builder, media buyer, and you're ready to stop working for clients, and I'm not trying to eliminate clients, but if you want more control in your business and your life, and you want to create your own offer, and I have another video that kind of breaks down like the identity of an offer owner and stuff like that, which is cool. But click the link down below, and I will. I'd love to chat with you and see how I can help you win and hit your goals. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.